I know you're excited about that price point. I know you are. You're like, girl, how'd you do it? And honestly, I don't know. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I am so excited for today because we are talking about another clean beauty dupe for a cult favorite product. And I'm so excited. It took me so long to find one because there were options out there that were definitely dupes, but they always sold out or they weren't accessible. So I wasn't going to recommend something that you guys literally would go back, you buy one and then go back and be like, oh, I got a replan, and then, or recommend it to a friend and then it's sold out, or it's like $50 because it's only sold on one website. Like there was just so much to and fro with like finding a dupe for this product. And the product I'm talking about is Nars Orgasm Blush. Like, it took me so long, but I found one, and it took a while. And the reason it took a while is because the products are pressed differently. So it took me a second to figure out that they were dupes. I was trying and testing and testing and testing. And then I like noticed, I was like, oh wow, it's just the press that's different here in the pan, which is what makes it swatch differently and makes it just look differently initially, but once applied, it is very, very similar, and I'm so freaking excited. So I'm very excited for this video, and I just want to jump in and get started. So if you have any other recommendations for clean beauty dupes that you want me to find, please leave them down below. If you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe, and let's jump in and talk about the clean beauty dupe for Nars Orgasm. All right, you guys, let's freaking get into it. So the way I kind of structure these videos in general is I kind of talk about the product we're duping and then the dupe. That way everyone has all the information they need. So I have both products in front of me right here. This is the Nars Orgasm Blush, just like the small one. Also, side note, who the hell gets through blush? Honestly, like, I've had this for freaking ever. Like, I've had this product for so long, and I'm never getting through this. Like, in my lifetime, I'm not getting through this. I don't understand how people can just, like, hit pan on blush. I go in with a really light hand with blush because I get, like, nervous that I look crazy. So maybe that's just why, but I feel like I'm never going to get through this. You know what? Leave it down below if you have gotten through an entire Nars Orgasm. We would all love to know. But anyways, this is Nars Orgasm, and it is like a peachy pink with shimmer in it. Now, it is definitely pressed pretty hard in the pan. And I'm just saying that because when I swatch the other one, it is not pressed super, super hard in the pan. So there's a little bit of product fallout, but also the way that it initially swatches is very different. So this is not a very like super, super pigmented blush. It has shimmer to it. It really gives you like a very nice youthful glow to the cheeks. I know not everyone loves shimmer in their blush because it's like, you know, it can pick up texture on the skin and highlight pores and all that stuff. But for people that do love a shimmer blush, this is an amazing one in general in the conventional world because it isn't super pigmented, so it doesn't look crazy. And the shimmer is very fine, and it's not glittery. Like, you're not gonna look like a disco ball, but when you go in the sun, it just gives you, oh, it's the beautiful glow. Like, I love, most of my blushes have shimmer in them of some type, or they're like a cream blush, so then I don't really need the shimmer because my cheeks look super youthful just with like the dewiness of a cream blush. But this is a really great blush, and I can totally understand and see why people are obsessed with it. And finding a dupe for this was, again, a short because I needed something that was accessible, that wouldn't sell out, that people would be able to, you know, not spend $60 on a blush and, you know, be able to kind of and replace their Nars, not add an additional insane expense to their account. Blush is just one of those things that's like so expensive. So when they get like up there in price, it really irritates me. But this is a really, really nice blush. Now I want to move on to the dupe, and the dupe I have here is from Honest Beauty. I know you're excited about that price point. I know you are. You're like, girl, how'd you do it? And honestly, I don't know. And I'm so excited that I was able to find something reasonably priced for you guys. Honest Beauty blush in Flirty, okay? She is cute. Now these are pressed differently, so when you're first looking at it in the pan, you don't really notice the shimmer as much. This is significantly more lightly pressed than this is, I will say. Like a little bit with this will go a long way, like you touch it in and then apply it, whereas with the Nars, you do not have to do that. That is definitely a difference in terms of performance with the product. Not performance, just texture and how it's pressed. But for me, I like a lighter pressed blush because something that is super more like something that's a little bit more aggressively pressed, I have to keep dipping into it to get the pigmentation I want. With this one, I don't necessarily have to do that. Now, it is super soft. Okay, like it is the softest, most buttery feeling blush. I really like it. And when you first like put it on your hand, you're like, in what world? But then when you kind of spread it out next to each other, they're very similar, but one is just pressed a little bit differently. So again, it's going to look slightly different just when you swatch it on your hand, but that's just the initial swatch, not how it applies. So then, I have it everywhere all over my hands. These are so freaking similar when they're applied to the cheeks. It's actually freaking wild. And honestly, neither of these swatch great. Like this swatch is like barely anything, but it's like pigmented to a certain extent when you apply it to your cheeks, and this one kind of swatches differently in terms of the shimmer color, but then when it's applied to the cheeks, it looks like the same. The only thing I will say is this might have a touch more pink to it, but it's not noticeable when I apply it to my cheeks. It's just like when you're looking in the pan side by side, you're like, oh, one is a little bit more pink and one shows a little bit more gold forward in the sense of like the shimmer in it. But again, it's because it's how it's pressed. These are so freaking similar. It's wild to me. I'm so happy I found this. This is also an incredible blush. I really like this. I like the pigmentation of it, and I really like the way that it wears. That to me is like so important, just how a product wears throughout the day, because I don't like when blush like fades immediately. I feel like blush can fade so fast. This one doesn't fade really fast. It's super good. And yeah, that's it for this video. I would love to know, have you tried this blush? What are your thoughts on it? Do you guys like the formulation of this? Do you like how like kind of soft and buttery it feels and how it's not as like hard pressed in the pan? I actually really enjoy that about this. It's so freaking good. I'm obsessed with it. I would love to know your thoughts. I would like also, again, please leave any dupe recommendations down below so that I can get on the hunt if you want to dupe for an eyeshadow, if it's a specific color of a lipstick or something like that. Please let me know down below because I will start working on that immediately. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.